Alright guys, so welcome back to another awkwardly lit, clueless drinker review. So it's really going to be very grainy on this side of the screen. But yeah, we're going back to Mikkeller San Diego, and we're looking back at the Mikkeller Beer Club. And this is from the August box. And we are looking at a can of the Stacks of Haze. And this is a double dry hopped New England style double IPA, clocking in at 8.4% ABV. Lovely artwork once again from Keith Shaw, and that is a sweaty looking can because it's not been long since out of the fridge. I did actually last night drink the Mr. Manager. I was initially going to do a bit of a head to head between the two beers just to see if there were any differences, but I'm glad I didn't, because I'm glad I didn't waste a video on this beer because it was really medicinal for some reason. I just was not a fan. There was just something about it that just didn't sit right with me. And every beer up to this point from Mikkeller San Diego has been absolutely flawless. And to be honest, not a bad beer. Don't misconstrue this as me saying that this is a bad beer. It was just quite disappointing. It really was. So actually would have been an interesting video nonetheless, but yeah, so be a little bit wary of this one, because like I said, wasn't fantastic, but fingers crossed this will more than make up for it. So without any further ado, let's get this beer opened and see what we get. So using my Dead Crafty Beer Company glass. Great little place based in Liverpool. And beer in the glass. I have no idea what hops they've used for this. It doesn't really say at all on the label. But yeah, it's what you expect. It's got that like lovely peaches and cream haziness. Looks considerably darker on camera. Apologies once again for the terrible lighting. But yeah, it's got that sort of like creaminess to it, almost like a chalkiness as well, but nice and bright. Beer poured with about 2 fingers worth of a slightly yellowy tinged looking head. Nice compact bubbles, foamy as well. But it looks chewy, it looks dense, it looks really nice and indulgent. And just to let you know, if you're interested by any of the beers that I've covered on the Mikkeller Beer Mail or Beer Club boxes, then I'll put my referral link down below so you can get yourselves a nice little discount on your own box. Give them a try. Really interesting stuff, and yeah, it helps me out as well. So that's the plug out of the way. But yeah, a lovely looking beer. It really is. So let's see what we get on the nose. I'm getting loads of citrus character with this. It's got that sort of like funky tropical note on the background as well. But that to me is like all about like a soft, sweetened blood orange. So maybe there's some Citra in there, maybe some Cascade. But it's lovely and gentle. It's not a bombastic sort of beer. It's not really in your face or anything like that. It's got that slight oniony, garlicky sort of savoury tone in there as well. But yeah, it's lovely and sweet. It's got like that sort of like jelly sweet aroma. Just lovely, a lovely smelling beer. It's nice and soft, if that makes sense. Anyway, smells good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. And that's an okay New England style double dry hopped IPA. Unfortunately, it seems it does have slight remnants of the medicinal edge that beer had, but nowhere near as medicinal. In fact, it's more in the background. It's definitely got a slight hop burn to it. It is a little bit green. Not too sure how fresh this can is. Let's see. What does that say? Attacks on stacks. Is that what that's supposed to say? 18 17.8. Yeah, I'm sure that's just a code. Yeah, it's got that sort of like herbal earthiness in there. A little bit of a green burn on the back end, but not too much. It would probably benefit actually just like settling down and mellowing it out, because it is tasty, don't get me wrong. Lovely body to it. It's creamy, it's rich, smooth, very gentle carbonation, just helps dissipate that beer around the mouth. Big dankness in there. Slight piney tones. That oniony, garlicky sort of flavour is in there, but not as sweet. It's more on the savoury edge. It's a really quite savoury tasting IPA, to be honest. A little bit of lemon sherbet, a little bit of sorbet in there. Doesn't have that sort of like blood orange, pink grapefruit aroma, which I was getting. Flavour, like I was getting on the aroma. Yeah, it's a little bit sherbety, a little bit tart. A little bit mellow. But it still has this like sort of green astringency to it, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So maybe both of these beers could have benefited from actually keeping hold of them for a couple of weeks, maybe a little bit more, and then opening them so they get to that full potential. As it is, got really not too many qualms with it. Just a little bit too harsh on the back end, that's all. But definitely one that I'm going to enjoy the rest of. ABV is masked really nicely. It slightly has that sort of like triple IPA sweet caramelised malt character coming through, which I would say helps like reinforce that it is a higher strength IPA. So it's not a booziness that's going to make you take your time. It's actually that slight harshness and that bold malty character. But there's still tropical fruits in there. It's just not as fruity as you'd expect. And I shouldn't really complain because it does have a really nice hop bitterness on the back end. It's just that greenness is just maybe a little bit too harsh for me. But yeah, in terms of a rating for the Stacks of Haze from Mikkeller San Diego, I'm going to give that one a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think I'm drinking this beer at its full potential. It might be a little bit too young in the can, because I'd imagine it is somewhat fresh, because we're getting a lot of stock in the UK as well from Mikkeller San Diego and New York and a few of the other offshoots of Mikkeller. But yeah, definitely worth giving a go if you come across it. Just maybe keep hold of it for a little while. Obviously, potentially by the time you're watching this, it's been out for a good while, because I'm terrible at uploading videos when they're still in somewhat trend mode. But I know for a fact that Mikkeller San Diego can brew beautiful beers. And although this isn't as wonderful as something like Windy Hill, which just completely knocked my socks off, a lot of other craft breweries could produce this, and that would be like their best, if that makes sense. Not to be like a whole fanboy on Mikkeller San Diego, but yeah, just these last two beers that I've had, the what's it called, Stacks of Haze and Mr. Manager. Expecting a little bit more, not gonna lie. We've got Resting Brew Face left in the box, which I will be doing hopefully a live review with a couple of my, Chris from On the 10th and Average Joe from Beer Patrol, so look out for that review. And yeah, so check out Mikkeller San Diego. I think they're still doing a wonderful job. I've had some world-class beers from those guys. As you may have seen, there will be a playlist down below for Mikkeller San Diego, as well as Mikkeller, and of course my referral link if you are interested. And of course, if any of my friends fellow beer tubers have reviewed this one, the links are down below. If you've tried it, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Am I wrong? Am I missing the mark? Just hit me up in the comments. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Check out everything that I've mentioned. and hopefully you'll join me next time for another beer review when it might be a bit better lit, because I take production value very seriously on the Clueless Drinker channel. And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. Cheers.